There goes breaker. All right, well, welcome back. So, new day, new video. Lots going on today. We have tile guys are here today. Then we have Britannia's also doing this wood wall. It's actually a faux wood wall. It's like a composite material. So plywood goes on, and then the slats, and then it gets trimmed down on either side with a composite angle. So that's happening today. I think they'll have that knocked out pretty quickly, it looks like. We got the scissor lift out of the house. We're finally done with this. And I'm gonna work on electrical. I'm gonna have Trevor doing some outlets upstairs. So he's gonna do that, not live. We're gonna turn the breaker off for him. And he'll be doing some receptacles. I'm gonna be doing some Lutron lighting control stuff and just some odds and ends. Might even get into baseboard today. So we'll see how that goes. But we did have to order some more tile. We added some tile in the kitchen, so more of that's coming. Also, there was some confusion with the pantry tile. So most tile you order by the square foot, but apparently this brand, I think it's called Lily, they order it, or you're supposed to order it by the tile. Instead of 87 square feet, they sent 87 tiles. So that's the only tile manufacturer I've ever seen is ordered by the tile. So Britannia had to order some more tile for that, but Victor's gonna take care of doing the backsplash in the bathroom today. So as you can see, he's already got this part going on. So we're doing one course all the way to here and all the way to there. And then obviously a little over, and it's like 1 1/3 courses here. And then we're gonna do right above this thing. And then everything else gets glass. So he's taking care of that. And then I'll show you the other tile that we're gonna use in the, so he'll probably start on pantry next. So this is getting that tile, the Lily tile that's black with a brass border on it on one side. So this is all getting that. But this tile, I don't know what you call this, some kind of, looks kind of like corduroy. So this is going here, vertical. We verified that with Matt. So this is all getting done all the way up to ceiling, there up to ceiling. And then this same tile gets used in the kitchen all the way to the ceiling, all the way around, above cabinets, all the way to where this ceiling ends. And then we have another tile coming in for this. It was originally graphite, is what all the emails back and forth said. It was graphite, but then I think there was some confusion as to what graphite looks like. So it was reordered as metal, which is a more of an aluminum kind of color, a shiny, shimmery, metallic color. So that'll be going here from where that wall starts, or that ceiling ends, all the way across and all the way down here. And it's gonna sneak between the stair, this little wall here, all the way up and over. And then this will be fridge and freezer, so this won't be tiled. But the coffee bar basically comes up and goes like this. So it's a lot of tile work. And then the other thing too is we had, well, we were gone last week, we came back to a broken tile. So I don't know if something got dropped or whatever, but this tile here, you can see it was broken here. Well, this is all getting hidden by cabinet anyway, so we just slit the tile, spliced in a new piece so this cabinet can get installed. And then countertops are coming in Monday, so we need to get this done. They're gonna take care of that today. What else? So we got this rough opening taken care of and drywalled. One more, I'm gonna float it one more time, but they're gonna go ahead and tile this today too, all the way to here. Now we would normally tile this all at one time, but we need cabinets, and then this can be done because the tile wall is coming in. But this door isn't gonna be here until Monday or Tuesday of next week. So they'll just go ahead and we'll get the door installed, and then they'll tile this section after the fact, and then probably grout everything all at one time. So that's pretty much the update. I can't think of anything else that's going on or needs to be done. We're getting close to the end. Oh, also the speakers. Matt ordered the speakers for the TV. Those are supposed to be here, I think today or tomorrow, so we can swap those out. I had to make order a few more Lutron items, some black trim, some black receptacles, some black RRD Pros for the master, and also some black Picos. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, so this is where I find this to be really fun, to set up all of our lighting, picos. So we've done the bulk work of putting all the brains in, and so now we can decide where the switches need to go. So this will be the main epicenter of the first floor. So it's going to be a wall of technology here. We got the pool control and everything. And so what I'm setting up here is, how are my picos going to go? How am I programming? How am I going to get this thing, so that way it makes sense. And then what happens is once somebody has to decide where the switches go and how it's going to be controlled. We could always adjust it later with these remotes because the brain has to go where the brain has to go, and then we can kind of go wherever we want to with these things. So what I'm thinking is, I've got down here, I've got these lights here. So I'm just turn them off for you so they make sense. So those lights. Then we have the main lights as well, which is going to go next to it, so we can control those. Then we also have chandeliers. So chandelier 1, so we can turn the chandelier off and on from here. This is the other chandelier. Yep. And then the sconces are off, but then I have the sconces. Now, the cool thing about the Pico, so for example, the sconces are on 2 switches. There's the ones that are here, and then the 2 that are up top, which you can't see. Those 2 up top are on a different switch. But what I can do is I can program this one Pico, so that way if we come out here and take a look at it, this one Pico, when I turn the sconces off, the whole array of sconces turns off, even though there's 2 separate brains. So I'm going to show you how I do that with the outdoor lighting, because the outdoor lighting has 6 different zones, and I'm going to put it all on one. So to stay organized, I'm going to do one at a time. So I'm going to put this one in my pocket, and we're going to do all of the interior, sort of the under porch lighting first. So let's do all of that first. So I got to figure out which one that is. That's it. That's for sure. So it's the middle one. Boom. So all I do is hold the button down until it starts blinking. And then I hold this button down until this one starts flashing. I'll show you on the ground when I get on the ground. These lights start flashing at me. I hit the button once more, and I'm programmed. So again, that's controlling all of these in this row. It skips 1 in the corner, and then there's 3 across the front. And the same thing on the other side of the house. There's all of that row, skips 1, front 3. That's what I just programmed with this on that switch there. Now, let's grab, this is the 2 corners and the 1 in the front. So let's grab that one. So we'll hold this one down. Get it in program mode. Hold this down. It flashes 3 or 4 times. Then you wait. It's about 6 seconds. It'll start flashing quickly. I let go. Right now it's cycling the lights on and off. And then I'm programmed. So you can see the switch turning off and on. Let's look at our lights out here and make sure. So now they're all operating in unison, in sync, all the way down the front, all the way down the side. So the rest of these here, there's 8 of them, 9 of them actually in the front. So let's make sure I got the right one. It's this one here. Hold it down, keep holding. Blinks, our lights are flashing out there, and we're good. I just think for simplicity of the outdoors, I could put a Pico on every one of these little zones, but I just think that then it gets really confusing. So if it's my house, I want all the under porch lighting on at once, and I want all the soffit lighting on at once. So let's go do the soffits now. Let's put this aside, and let's go do the soffits. After I'm all done with programming, after I set up the whole system, what I'm going to do is I have a hub in the closet, and we'll do a full overview of the whole system when it's done. I have a hub in the closet. I'm also going to put a single repeater, which I probably don't need to. So the hub is set up on the network, wired through Ethernet. And I'm going to put this repeater all the way up in the top corner. It needs to be plugged in, but doesn't need Ethernet. And so then the repeater and the hub help make sure that we have a mesh of RF throughout the house. It'll also allow us to connect, Wi-Fi and remotely via the Lutron app, which I'll set up after we get this all done. It's pretty sweet. So here's my home and away Pico. The home and away Pico I'll program from my phone once I get the app set up. So we're working through that, and then you're gonna have some pretty dense walls of switches here in these two locations.
We are putting our last two RD pros in. One for over the sink, which will be that'll be a sconce, Mike. That'll be a sconce that goes there. And then the other circuit is for the kitchen lights. And then the other one was for a fan, but was this. So that gets capped, which I've already stuffed in there. This will be like this, basically. So we'll have over the sink, which is our sconce over the sink, and this is kitchen lights. So I'm doing these two RD pros, and then we're gonna join a Pico with just the kitchen lights. We're gonna leave the single over the sink sconce, just to have a switch only, dimmer.
Yeah, we think that it makes sense that you would have the kitchen, you'd be able to turn the kitchen on and off, because there's a 12-inch overhang here.
Yeah, it'd be nice to
So we'll have kitchen control, because these lights are really important to the whole house.
Yep.
Because most of the time, if you're in here, you're gonna have those lights on.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put a Pico for the kitchen here and a Pico for the kitchen there as well.
Yep. That's the plan.
I could do this all day, every day. This is the jam, man. This is why we did all the horrible work to get to the fun stuff. I just like thinking about this stuff. How's it gonna go? What's the most efficient? And then, kind of lining things up and chipping away at it. And this is the dream. This is why I did this darn thing. And then hopefully you guys will buy lots of Lutron switches to help me pay for all this time I spent here. Otherwise, I guess I could chalk it up to some fun. There's this like extreme sense of satisfaction. I'm mowing through, thousands of dollars worth of switches, but it just feels good. Like you feel like accomplished. Okay, I cleared out all these boxes and put it all where it belongs. It's a weird feeling. The same feeling I get when I, you finish up a gallon of Brake Buster or something. Like, sweet, I finished it. I'm like, wait a minute. That means I gotta buy another $20 bottle of soap.
Okay, so when it comes to a wall that has no junction box, so this is actually just a 2-gang behind here. So this is nothing, right? But we want to install another set of 4 Picos above it. So this is kind of gonna be how that's done. So what I'll do first is I'll take the plate that everything's gonna set in here. I know I'm gonna make it 1 inch off of this other plate. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay this out, lay all my holes out, get all my anchors put in, and then we'll start installing the Picos with the Pico adapter. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark this 1 inch off. verify my measurements here. There's an inch. Oh, that's where that's going. Now what I have to do is get it centered on this 5 gang. So we'll do, this one's 10 1/8, so we want 5 1/16. We have our height and center line, and we just start marking holes. Then take our 3/16 bit, and we drill our hole for our insert. Now, that's where all these little blue plastic inserts come in, these vinyl anchors. These all go in here. Like I said, these are not very forgiving. So I'll show you how I make it work, because if the hole size is just even like a couple thousandths over 3/16, they'll want to spin in the hole. So you kind of have to get a screw started so that it swells out just enough that it grabs the drywall. Okay, so what I do, and I have these marked 2 1, 2 2, 2 3, 2 4. So we're going to start with 2 1, grab a couple screws, and we do these by hand at first. And you kind of have to, what you have to do is you kind of have to torque it to the side so that the anchor grabs the drywall. Because if you go straight in and try to screw it, it ends up pushing the little vinyl anchor into the wall. So this takes a little time, but you have to have these anchored in, otherwise there's nothing going to hold this in place. This is not the surge. Trevor's using my surge. I would prefer the surge, but this is just the regular. I do like the surge. Okay, there's one. So we're just going to do the same thing to the other 3. And as I'm going along, I'll check with my cover plate to make sure they're on layout. Okay. So that insert's starting to spin. So what you have to do is kind of put some side load on the screw so that it binds the insert against the drywall. And once you get it in, a ways, now it's good. Okay, check it again. So last one here. And then we can get our cover plate installed. See how it looks. All right, and the last and what I think is the most satisfying step is to install our cover that hides all our screws. That's it. That is the wall of technology. Now what I have to do is install this pool remote over here and get it out of the way.
Overnight delivery from Toronto. Yeah. I fixed the Blue OS thing in 1 millisecond, but we don't have any internet, so I had it connected in 5 seconds. I worked on it for 3 hours yesterday. These are the black, smaller PWM ones. So we're gonna lose the awesomeness of the big boys, but I'm gonna gain look. The look is gonna be correct. Once we get the internet back, I'll be able to run a basic direct calibration as well, which will be fun. And then I'll do, we'll do our final direct stuff when the furniture and stuff is in. As you can tell, there's quite a bit of echo in here at the moment. That's covering up a hole we've had for 3 months. It's super satisfying. You know, it'd be even more satisfying.
What does everyone want now?
There was a pretty looking baseboard down there below that.
Mm-hmm.
See how I get them? See how I convince them? Okay, this makes me sad. These little babies next to it, but it's gonna sound great. It already sounds great. You see how that looks? Yeah, that's the solution. That's how we, just that simple little thing gains us our modern back. Just like that.
What's that, Michael?
What are you thinking?
I'm just watching Maddie, and I like how those speakers look. Those look a lot more appropriate size for that TV. I think that was the ticket there.
Should just get a bigger TV, Mike.
Yeah, sure.
You got an extra 25 G's laying around?
I do not.
Yeah, me either.
As much as I'd like to say I do, I would not hang on to it long. I would spend it.
So musically, not going to be as good because we don't, the left and rights are the most important in a musical environment, especially in stereo. But I would think in pretty much every environment, if they're going to listen to music, Adam and Colette aren't going to critically sit down and listen to music. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done any of this stuff. But the center channel is going to do all the heavy lifting in any kind of Netflix movie or watching something on Apple TV or something like that. And that just looks much more modern, appropriate. That's what I wanted. That's the look. It takes the crowding away from the receiver in the corner here. And then we'll likely have some sort of plants or something. So all the color and all the homey stuff comes. Laurel takes them shopping to do all the, I call them accoutrements. So they'll set up all the accessories and stuff in the house. But that's the system that I'd envisioned, which is 45 leagues above what they're expecting. I can't wait for them to sit down on the couch, and when I have this calibrated, ISF calibrated, direct calibrated, it's a problematic room in a problematic environment, but it takes and makes a really nice family room experience. I'm telling you, the TV size is borderline inappropriately large, so the actual effective area, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, so 12 by 14 roughly. I'm gonna have a BlueSound speaker probably in the corner of the kitchen. I might even put it up top, where you can't even see it, up on top of the cabinets. So we'll have BlueSound all throughout the house, including this system. It's gonna be really, really great. This is exactly what I had envisioned. I got sucked into doing the big speakers because I could, but this is what I should have done from the beginning. This is what I was originally planning. It's perfect. Just doing a little preliminary Dirac to see what's doing here, checking my level. Here's my left and right.
Just turn everything up and send it.
No.
Like on the car audio.
Yeah, everybody does that. Everybody just does all. Every time I get in a rental, everything is at +6, +6, +6. It's horrible.
No, I give it a little boost, about 1 dB in the low end and -3 dB on the high end. And I try to use the simple filter, auto filter, but I could go to individual control points if I wanted to, but it's not an exact science. You gotta play it. So think about this. I've got a microphone on right here, right? Where we have speakers that are playing into a room, and then we're getting recorded by a microphone, and then going into the camera, and then from the camera to the computer, and then from the computer to the software, and then edited, and then we level out the audio. So we're adjusting the audio again, and then we put it through a leveler. And then we export in a compressed format, H.264, and then we upload it to YouTube, which compresses it again. And so the audio you're getting, and then you're probably listening to it on your computer speakers or your phone, and then combined with copyright issues, so there's pretty much no reason to play it. And so me playing you what this thing does no good. You have to fly here, but I don't want you here. So it's kind of a catch-22 here. So what you need to do is buy the speakers, set it up in your room like this. We'll play something for you, but I'm telling you, it's kind of an exercise that's pointless. You're just gonna have to listen to what I'm telling you and decide. So I'm just doing a quick little, just for the fun of it, because I have a little time here, I'm just doing a quick little rack just to see how it sounds. So one thing you want to be mindful of when you're driving or when you're adjusting or EQing here, or whatever we're doing, adjusting the curve, like I can't just say, well, I want more treble, so let me just give it more. And what will happen is the speaker can't produce that. And so you can notice it a lot in the mid-range when you'll start to get, the woofers will start popping. And so what I'm gonna do is bring these down about 5 dB. So everybody that wants flat frequency response, I don't like speakers when they're flat. I mean, that's the goal, is you're trying to get a perfectly flat frequency response. I just think they sound dead. I'm looking for some character. And so I prefer to have a little bit of rolled off or less output in the low frequency or high frequency range, a little bit more in the low frequency range. And we'll do the same thing with the center. I'm not an expert in this, so don't start yelling at me. I just know what sounds good, and I have a rough idea of how to mess with this. And so that's what I'm doing. This is the kind of stuff that I think that when we do this and then we bring in furniture and then we add some color and some stuff that makes it feel like home, it's all going to come together for you guys. I mean, I see lots of comments about sterile. I'm telling you, once we, it's modern.
Yeah, it's black, white, and gray, which is
right.
a more modern, monotone kind of.
Right, but then we'll bring it all together with all the stuff, like the bedding, the accoutrements, the tchotchkes, the knickknacks, the clowns we're going to put on the wall, the figurines. That's what we need.
Figurines.
Lots of figurines.
Shelves
yeah, like complete sets of figurines,
Yes.
Collecting. In Adam's Colette's case, it'll be like die-cast little Matchbox cars and stuff.
Beanie Babies and things like
yeah.
Mugs from around the world.
Mountain helmets and hats.
Sure.
That's the equivalent. That's what dudes keep sending me emails saying, you should put like the helmets on the wall, or you should hang an engine from the ceiling. I'm like, no. We're doing this for grown-ups here.
They're gonna not be 28, 30 forever.
When you start doing weird stuff on the wall, that's the equivalent of doing like clown knickknacks.
Yeah.
Putting die-cast cars on the wall, or like your favorite baseball hats, or like the Miami Dolphins room. That's the equivalent of we all make fun of the old lady who does like, weird swan figurines. That's the same thing. So we have to fight that as dudes. You got to fight neon signs. You got to fight hanging engines from the ceiling. You got to fight the racing seat chair. You got to fight all that stuff. Don't do it. Yeah. That's what we're here to do, is to class up the joint.
He has all these other buildings to do that kind of stuff in.
Correct. But even then, you don't do that. In your office, like when you
you do it, don't do it in your office.
No, don't do it. When we show you, I'm going to build the studio at OGHQ, the new building, and when I build my office, I'm going to show you how to do it.
Yeah.
No engine blocks, no bell housing urinals, none of that stuff. I'm not doing any of that stuff. That's so stupid. Doing that. The only tacky thing that I do is audio.
I don't know if that's tacky.
But we try to make it look good.
How would you have that experience without seeing it?
Right. Well, it's when you get into acoustic treatments that it gets a bit much. Like my living room is a bit frickin' much, And so, but in a perfect world, I would box that in and.
Yeah, I agree. It looks pretty trashy.
The receptacles.
Oh shoot! They didn't paint this wall.
No. That'll be something else to do.
Oh yeah.
Need some really long screws for that one.
Yeah, you need 4-footers. I think I'm going to go back to answering emails. And then we've got to fill that little drywall there.
I don't know. I think I'm going to use wood and trim this out and then paint it black. Don't you worry, I'll make it look nice.
I'm worried.
Huh?
I'm worried about the speed at which I can be back on in Lady Lake, Florida, living life.
You can go home anytime.
I don't really want to go home. I just want to go to the next project, and I need you to do the next project. I need we to do the next project.
Okay.
I signed us up for another project today, I think.
Which is what?
So I added the Evo's stereo system. That's another project.
I know that.
To the turbo. You know, and I added maybe Michelle, I think, bought a house.
Oh, that's right. You did say that. So
Yeah.
we have Lena's kitchen. We have the Mitsubishi stereo, the Mitsubishi turbo. We have Fred's garage. We have
A 30,000 square foot building.
yeah, we have that. We have what else?
And a new house. But that'll be in like 6 or 7 months, 8 months.
Yeah. By the time we get my outdoor kitchen down, I'll be moved.
Oh, you'll get your outdoor kitchen. Oh, just push that down the.
I figured that's what was gonna happen.
Well,
I'm giving it to you, just not yet.
waiting for the sponsor deal to come through. Yeah. We need, no, we might need some footage on that in like, 18 months or so. Shoot.
I do. I need to order the squirties.
Or, no, we can do it. We just have to do it in 2 days. Fast.
We have it together.
Yeah, quick. Quick. Yeah, Destination OG facility in the Villages, Florida. It's gonna be sweet. I like the
We have to go to
concept.
Helen.
Oh yeah, yep. So on the Lutron app, I think I've got it figured out. So I had to open a pro installer account so that I could then transfer or send the configuration over to Adam. So we're going to set up Adam, Colette, and Marissa, who's Adam's assistant. So I tested it on Marissa. I did 3 rooms and then sent her the invite, got her set up on it. Everybody in this house, I believe, will have to log into Adam's account. The other option, there's some areas in HomeLink that I think I can access as well. So when him and Colette are here next week, I'll get both of their phones, actually all 3 of their phones, and I'll start playing with that. But the key is that I can transfer it over to them. And so then I spent probably 4 hours today, just kind of, maybe like 3 hours total, because I got sidetracked on a couple of things. But I have every single thing in the house programmed except for the coffee bar, the sconce above the kitchen sink, and then we have to get an extension ladder to get up. That was one mistake we made. We programmed the picos, but you can't marry just the picos, you have to marry the brain. So you can see I spent, a bunch of obsessing over how I want everything to be labeled and set up. So we have kitchen, master bedroom, mud room, which is all of this little wall of technology here. So I've got all 9 switches programmed and labeled and set up there. I have exterior, so I lumped the exterior together because they were all over the place. The app looks pretty cool. So I'll hand this off to Adam and Colette. I'll always be able to get in here and adjust. And then again, my house has the same thing set up, and it's been set up for 2 years now, and I've never had to re-access it, never had to touch it. So all I have to do is get the HomeLink stuff done, 2 more lights, 2 more sconces, set my home and away scenes, and we got ourselves a functioning system. It took me 3 or 4 hours. If I had done it a bunch more, I could probably do it in about half that time if I on the next house. If I did another house like next week, I just had to remind myself how to do a lot of the things, but super simple. All right, so we're gonna leave for the weekend here. I'm doing a podcast with Colette live stream. Make sure you go check that out. I'm sure it's been up for several days, but you can always go click the live tab at the top of the Obsessed Garage channel, and then you can watch old podcasts. We'll also have it on Spotify and all the other podcast platforms. So if we're thinking about what needs to be done, window obviously needs to go in, door needs to go in, stucco needs to get painted. So this is all happening on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. Once the door's in, then Victor can finish the tile, this last little section. He did this the other day. Countertops are coming, and they'll be set up for Monday. The countertops should be coming. We had a upholstery guy come today, Adam's guy who's worked on some of his cars. He was awesome. He's like, yeah, piece of cake. I've done all kinds of restaurants and stuff. So Mike is going to build, once we get the radius of the countertop, we're going to match that as best we can on our back piece and then our lower section here. Then he'll come pick that up next week and we'll get that upholstered. Home theater is done with the exception of ISF calibration. That's happening Friday, so they'll calibrate the display. So I've been running it to break it in. It'll lose a certain percentage of brightness over the first 100 or 200 hours, and so ISF calibrators like to have a TV that's been run in a little bit, because otherwise their calibration would shift slightly. Not the end of the world. I mean, I've had TVs calibrated right out of the box, but it's best if you can to run it for a few weeks or a few days before it gets here. All the speakers are installed with the exception of the left or the right rear. Right rear is going to go on the tile. So when the tile's done. So as soon as the countertops are done, then Victor can start working on and he'll knock this out pretty quickly. But this whole backsplash here gets tiled. Once the tile is done, then we can put the sconces in. Once the countertops are in, we can put in the appliances. And so this will happen pretty quickly, but this whole wall is getting tile. This whole wall is getting tile. Then we can put dishwasher, the wine fridge and freezer in, water filtration, all that kind of stuff. Once I get a feel for when the countertops are in, I'll start to decide where things are going to go, and so then I'll start doing the Hayfla drawer organization and start ordering that stuff. In here, there is, we have to put in our outlets and light switch, super simple. We have 2 shelves that are going to go here to match the coffee bar. Laundry room has to get the backsplash and shelves mounted. That'll be happening here shortly. We're waiting on the rest of the tile to come. This also gets a hanging rod. And then I'll maybe do some drawer organization in here as well. This also needs, same thing with the pantry, needs all of its hardware installed. Master bedroom, everything is done with the exception of a couple of touch-ups. I need to get another smoke detector to finish this. We had to order black switches, so those should be here in a couple of days. We'll be able to finish the rest of the Lutron switches for the master bedroom, and I'll program those into the system and get that set up. I think we're going to ISF calibrate the Samsung as well, just a real base calculation, but we got to do that. Closet, oh shoot, I need to order this. I need to find some door hardware to finish this. Closet, I'm waiting on hangers to come, and then clearly we'll organize it. Me and Colette and Adam will get their clothing all organized. That's what I'm really good at. We have the master bath. I've got to figure out some sort of towel rack. I'm waiting on, should have it here any day, the 2 hand towel racks. Notice we did our tile work here. We have mirrors coming, sconces, glass, and then I've got to figure out, are we going to do some sort of floor-mounted towel rack or something, because this one's stupid, that one's stupid. There just isn't a great place to put a bath towel on the wall here because of how much we focused on the tile. Obviously, we have to do the whatever it's called, the vent cover there. I got door hardware to put back on. The doors should be here and painted. We had to buy new doors, so all the doors will be here. We got brushed nickel handles and hinges, so that's coming. We'll be putting doors on here shortly. Some wall touch-ups, paint touch-up. This bathroom is done with the exception of this wall. It's supposed to be gray, so this needs to be painted. We have baseboards going in. I got to put the weather stripping in this door. Cladding is going on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So cladding, and then railing comes Thursday, Friday. This insert here, Mike finished this up. This also needs to be painted. So the inside little wood part of the stairs needs to be painted. Once the railing gets put in, then they can finish this threshold step. A little bit more Schluter for you. The very last thing will be carpeting. This carpeting gets done in here. Mike finished the light fixture. We got a couple of doors to put back on. Mike needs to get up on he needs to get up on an extension ladder to hold the button down so I can program the 2, what do you call it, chandeliers. That's it. So we're not that far away. What do you mean almost? What else do we have to do?
Baseboard, want to do that?
Oh, just the baseboard?
Just this, I just have a baseboard.
Yeah, bathroom's done, all the accessories are done, lights are done, and then the biggest project of all will be deep cleaning. I'm gonna try to talk the whole OG crew into coming down here. and helping me out. Take the day off, come to LZ's, and we can descend upon this place and deep clean it.
Yeah, you can
and they all get to see it.
Pick a department per area.
Yeah. And we got that grate to do, paint the. So we're down to like couple dozen things to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's about 20 minutes worth of work.
I have a punch list. 20 minutes per tenth of a project.
Yeah.
No, we have quite a few things left to do.
Yeah.
They're all not huge construction.
Right. A lot of it is a hold up on subcontractors, And then we also have a lot of content, a lot of photos, furniture has to come in. Laurel has to take them shopping for accessories. I have to do some shopping I'm going to do that this weekend. Like spatulas and cookware and knives and all that stuff.
Such a horrible thing for you to have to do some shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yep.
So we're on the home stretch. Another couple of weeks.
Yeah, probably 2 weeks.
I talked to Lena about her outdoor kitchen. She's like, "All right, you ready to go?" I said, "Nope." So we're working on it. We're gonna get there.
Hang on, let me get you in the right mood here.
Yeah, give me a little dim setting. It's so weird that we have all the lighting, we have all control of it now. Complete control.
It's a little bright on those.
Actually, I'm gonna set my away right now. All right, so if you do like the home away right at the mudroom, when we're done, when you walk out, you hit away, it'll turn everything off.
Nice.
I like that. I don't really use the home function on mine. It's like, what do I really want on? I don't know. It's different depending on what I'm doing.
You need to have mood settings.
No, I don't like that.
Well, no.
That's like having
Hear me out.
that's like having suspension settings on your car. I hate
Hear me
that.
out. You should have a heartland setting. So everything's office, every other room.
That's away. Turn it all off.
So you don't like anything on Heartland when you watch Heartland?
If I can help it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well then, your away and your Heartland button are the same button.
Maybe I should call it that, and they'll be like, "What the heck?"
What is that? Heartland button. What is that?
Like, oh, I guess Heartland means often. I don't know, Mormonese or something. Yeah.
Someone commented when you said the Mormons are going to come clean this place. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They thought maybe you meant.
Said the Mormons descended on this place,
They
and
thought maybe you meant the religious Mormons.
no, I meant me.
I know who you meant, but they might have.
Right.
That's coming together. Can't wait to get the doors installed. It's going to really make it look better. Just
What do you think?
I think we got this. So like.